Good morning, Western Slope. Happy Thursday. I'm Dalen Brazelton. Let's talk about your weather. Folks, it's going to be an interesting one today as we're starting off with a little bit of fog in the valley. Some showers expected for today. In fact, it's going to be the most likely day out of the next several that we will see some moisture on the Western Slope. Taking a look behind me on America's Mattress Live Tower Cam. I mean, folks, this is absolutely breathtaking. You can't even see the mountains. The fog is so dense. It's a beautiful start to the day, to be sure. Hopefully you get to see it outside on your way to work. Scattered showers expected intermittently throughout the day. We could be seeing some in the early morning hours and then returning for the afternoon. Meanwhile, this is helping temperatures cool down, and then of course seeing some snowfall happening anywhere from that 8,000 to 9,000 foot elevation change, which could include the Grand Mesa a little bit later on in the day. It's been an interesting start, to be sure. You got some areas like the San Juans that are still seeing that winter weather advisory down to the south. This is set to expire at 11 p.m. tonight. A lot of this incoming weather expected to kind of be centered around the San Juans, as that system a little bit further to the south than we expected it to, but the entirety of the Centennial State shaping up to be lovely in the meantime. We got a little bit of winter weather advisory happening in those southern central mountains as well. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, a lot of cloud coverage in these early morning hours, but not only that, a fair amount of precipitation down near southeast Colorado. You're seeing that mixed precip snow in the higher elevations, and then we head over to the Western Slope, and well, folks, we got our own thing going on over here. Let me tell you, been an interesting one. Let's zoom in real quick and take a look at what we're seeing. Moab, a fair amount of that rainfall as everything kind of keeps pushing up to the north. Meanwhile, Glade Park, some of these higher elevation areas like Battlement Mesa, seeing a fair amount of snow, and then of course just those scattered showers that have been continuing intermittently throughout the night. Right now, we're waking up to 43 degrees in Grand Junction, low 40s as well for Montrose, Nucla, and Delta. Paonia and Glade Park seeing either side of those mid-30s, although I will say Paonia getting pretty close to 40 degrees themselves. But it's been a pretty nice one so far, to say the least. For that classroom forecast, that first bell's ringing of 40 degrees and cloudy conditions, as we will be seeing these storms kind of push through intermittently all day. That cloud coverage is expected to stick around and then starts to let up a little bit during those later afternoon hours, but only about a 13-degree difference between what we're seeing at the beginning and at the end of the workday. It's a very slight increase in temperature. Low 50s expected starting around noon and then pushing through the rest of the daylight hours. Meanwhile, the morning, well, we're only a couple of degrees off from what we'll be seeing around 8 to 9 o'clock as well. Scattered shower potential starting to build around that 6 o'clock hour as well. Perfect for some cozy weather, folks. We got Teeny and Boo Boo hanging out with us on that Cozy Cat forecast today, and it's going to be lovely to hang out with your cat a little longer today. Cloudy conditions happening with a very slight breeze, not as bad as we've been seeing. And then, of course, those mid to upper 30s happening in the early morning hours, slowly turning into 50 degrees by roughly noon. As we start to see another low pressure system push into the region, we're seeing this one start to move out of the area. Of course, those snow in that central mountains, and then that starts to track all along the Great Plains and the Midwest. But this is like the third low pressure system this week that we're seeing a closed low starting to work its way from the West Coast slowly into the Great Basin. So maybe midweek next week, we'll be seeing a little bit more of that kind of push into the area. Meanwhile, over the next several days, we'll start to see that kind of transition out of the area and start to dry up a little bit more. As we take a look ahead at that Discovery Auto Group 7-day forecast, we're seeing those low 50s for the next couple of days, and then overnight lows. Well, that's going to be the big story here, folks. Below freezing starting tomorrow. Montrose, slightly cooler, same thing can be said. Maybe getting into the 40s a little bit more consistently, but other than that, folks, the best chance for moisture is today.